Daniel here. Today I have another iPad video for you guys. Now this is the iPad Air 2 and this is just a lot faster than last year's model and also thinner. So let's go ahead and open this up and show it to you. This is in the space gray color and the box is very simple. It's just like every other box. We have the iPad right here and it's kind of really showing how slim it is, and that's probably actually how slim it actually is. Now that's really Apple's main selling point this year. They're really trying to, that's one of the reasons to get it, is because it's so thin, and I just failed to cut this here, shame on me. But yeah, it's so thin that people will talk about it. And yeah, I mean, you also got better cameras in here. You got the obvious Apple upgrades that you get every year whenever you upgrade from something like the 5 to the 5S. And that's a lot like this because we now have Touch ID as well. Let's go ahead and pull up the box. And this is the second iPad Air 2 video, so this might be better than the first one, we'll see. And here we have the iPad itself. We'll put that to one side for now, and I'll run through this again just so you guys can see there. We have the cables, or just the lightning cable. We have the power brick and the Apple stickers along with the quick start guide. Well, let me close this up, put this over there to one side, and now let's grab the iPad Air 2 in the space gray color. Now let's go ahead and take this off and a little bit away from the mic like we did in the other video so that it doesn't pop, and just slide that right out. You put this like this, and we'll just put that over there. Not even gonna bother, but yeah, so here it is. And again, we're gonna get a different color to last year's space gray. Apple has completely changed the space gray this year. And here it is to the space gray on the iPhone 6. You can see it's pretty much the same color. Maybe it looks a little bit better on the iPad, a little bit darker, but honestly, that might just be the lighting. But yeah, if you want to see the thickness difference here with the iPhone 6 and the iPad Air 2, here you go. The iPad Air 2 is thinner than the iPhone 6. And I apologize if this camera does not want to focus for me. There we go. You sometimes have to, bring it up in the video for it to focus, but you can see the thickness there. So yeah, the iPad Air 2 is definitely thinner than the iPad Air, and it's kind of hard to show you guys in the video. It's not very easy to, kind of get that to show up there. You might be able to see it, you might not be able to see it, but when you hold it, you're definitely gonna, kind of feel how thin it is. And it's definitely easier to grip with one hand. It feels a lot lighter than the iPad Air. I'm not sure how much lighter it is, but even if it's not lighter, it feels lighter. So yeah, what some of the main differences here between the two is the camera has no ring. It's a little bit more minimal, simple, more flush. The mic isn't here, but there. Now again, this is the 3G model. This is not the 3G model, so you're gonna get a band most likely up here with the 3G model or the 4G model, but they did not have those at the Apple Store, so we got these today. Now on the left side here, they also changed the buttons here to match those on the iPhone 6, and they got rid of the mute button here. And we have the SIM card over here, which was for the older iPad, and that's for the 4G. Now they also changed the speakers here, so they should sound a whole lot better than the iPad Air speakers. Now I'm not sure, I haven't tried it out, so we'll have to wait and see. And as I mentioned in the previous video, now if you're watching all these videos, I'm sorry, but I'm going to repeat a lot of these things. Now you can see the holes there, which are a lot like the ones on the iPhone 6. And you got just that straight line. Looks a little better, a little bit more simple, but let's go ahead and put that to one side. And yeah, so let me go ahead and show you real quick the thickness difference between the iPad 3 and the iPad Air 2, just in case you have that one, which is a lot like the iPad 4 as well. So there you go. You might not be able to see it. The thickness difference is huge. The size difference is where it's really at. Let me see here. Try to show you without any glare, but that's gonna be almost impossible. It's definitely a lot smaller. It's just like the iPad Air actually, in terms of thickness and the bezels. But yeah, you can hold it with one hand if you'd like. If your hands are big enough, you can definitely hold it and be secure with it. So let's go ahead and turn it on here real quick to just show you Again, just like in the previous video, how fast it is. Right there we go. Now, the screen is just like the one on the iPhone 6 or 5S. It's basically gotten rid of the 3 layers that we had on the iPad Air and all the previous iPads, which have a bigger kind of thickness between the screen and the actual top, and it's kind of hard to explain, but basically that's what allowed them to make it slimmer and in turn make it lighter, etc. And it's going to look a whole lot better, or it should look a whole lot better than the screen on the iPad Air. You might not notice a difference if you sell your iPad Air first and then you grab this one. If you don't have them both side by side, you're not going to notice, or most likely you won't notice. Now, yeah, we of course have Touch ID. I'm going to run through that again just for people that want to see the setup here. Now, if you don't want to see this, feel free to leave. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I always get back to you. So let me put my internet password. I almost gave it away there. But let me put that real quick here. And we'll do the setup real quick so you guys can see this. So there we go. We're going to enable, sure, it doesn't really matter. Set up a new iPad. Skip this step. Don't use. Agree. Agree. Set up Touch ID right now. So we basically hold our thumb right here. And we keep tapping our thumb. And you can of course change, oops, I clicked it by mistake. And the iPad definitely looks a lot nicer with this home button instead of the old one. Adjusted grip, oops, continue. And here we go. This is just kind of for the edges of your finger. So you can capture that and you can kind of open it in weird ways when you're holding it the wrong way. But yeah, guys, this is just a really fast iPad. This is what you're getting. You're getting an iPad that's gonna, last a bit, and it's gonna be able to play the latest games for a few years, or at least it should. And here we create a passcode. And there's a lot of apps that are gonna be updating to take advantage of the, the RAM in this and everything. But yeah, this is really for maybe a little bit more for power hungry users. If you're gonna be using a lot of this for a lot of movie editing and photo editing and things like that, you're not going to notice a big difference if you're just browsing the web. Obviously, every app opening and things like that should be a lot faster than on the previous generation iPad Air, as well as the Wi-Fi on this. So we'll do tests on that in another video, comparing it to the iPad 3, the Air, and then this one. Well, I also have a video, the iMac 5K, coming up soon. But yeah, the screen does look very nice. It's a very nice iPad. I can't say it's not. It's extremely thin. It's almost amazingly thin. Sorry about that. And yeah, I think it's something that if you're planning on upgrading to this and you're not sure if it's worth the upgrade, I recommend just going to the Apple Store and trying it out. But honestly, if you have the iPad Air, stay at it and wait for the next generation iPad next year, or whatever they come out with next year. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, as always, you can comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, we got those 2 colors right there. They did change the space gray color in case I didn't go over that, but I believe I did. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.